It's Chris Smith time. Oh, hello everybody. It's me, Chris Smith, and today I'm reviewing A Strange Loop, the hit musical that is currently on a North American tour, and I saw it last week, Saturday, June 22nd, at the beautiful Amundsen Theater in downtown Los Angeles, California. And what may you ask is A Strange Loop about? It is about a young gay black man named Usher, who's an usher at the Lion King on Broadway, and he is writing a musical about a young gay black man named Usher who's working as an usher at the Lion King on Broadway. It's all a loop, you see. And this musical was on Broadway in 2022. It even won the Pulitzer Prize, and it was nominated for 11 Tony Awards. It won two of them, including Best Musical and Best Book of a Musical for Michael R. Jackson. Not Michael Jackson, the singer, but Michael R. Jackson. Now, my friend Emma, when she went to New York and saw A Strange Loop on Broadway, and I love this design with the guy and then the guy and the guy within the guy, because see, it's all a loop. Here it says winner of the Pulitzer Prize. So Emma got me this book, which is the book of the show. It has all the lyrics, which I love. You can read it before you see a show. You can wait and read it after, and then you get so much more from the whole story once you've seen it in print and seen the actual words. Now, I was looking forward to A Strange Loop, and I did enjoy it very much. But it's a little controversial. It's very frank in its language, sexual situations. In fact, there's a sign outside of the auditorium before you go in, at least there was at the Amundsen, that warns that they have theatrical fog, those kind of signs, but also of their frank language and discussions about AIDS and HIV, gay sexual situations. It's very shocking, in fact. You know what's fun about Michael R. Jackson? He did a lot of the talk shows, which it's sort of unusual to see a book writer or a songwriter for a musical that actually does the talk show circuit and late night shows. And he's such an interesting a man, an interesting character, I was about to say, to see in interviews. If you get a chance to go on YouTube, I recommend that you watch some Michael R. Jackson, because he's a fascinating writer. Now, so it won the Pulitzer Prize for Drama in 2020. And the show's been around for a while. It started in 2019 off-Broadway. It had its premiere May 3rd, 2019 at Playwrights Horizon in New York City. In 2021, it was in Washington, D.C. It opened on Broadway in 2022, I think in April, at the Lyceum Theater. And I think it lasted until sometime in January of 2023, which I was very shocked, because the show had won Best Musical, but only went from April to January. So it wasn't a huge run, but I mean, since then, it's gone to London in 2023. It's on this national North American tour right now. It's also won the Obie Award for Playwriting, the Drama Desk Award for Outstanding Musical, and like I said, the two Tony Awards, and also it won for best musical and best book. So These are nothing to sneeze at. Now, of course, I went shopping. Now, I've had this poster hanging in my living room for a while, even before the show went on tour. A strange loop. Up here it says, the Pulitzer Prize-winning Big Black and Queer-Ass American Musical, which is a quote from one of the songs. And down here, the tagline. And see, here are the thoughts. There's different thoughts that are in Usher's heads. 6 different thoughts that represent his negative thoughts. Perhaps his mother and father, who can also be a little negative. The mother's very religious, and they don't understand or really approve that he is gay. They associate being gay with AIDS. He has a cousin in the show who has died of AIDS, so they're always asking him about his love life and if he's, protecting himself from AIDS and all that. It is very heavy. It's very funny. Very funny show, but much heavier than I expected, even with all the things that I've read and seen. Down here on the poster, the tagline says, Usher plans to change his life today. His thoughts have their own ideas. So, I love that poster design. Now, I also, of course, Emma had already bought me that book. I have the cast recording, so I didn't need to buy that. And I bought this beautiful water bottle, which I love. It's yellow. It has the logo in purple. And it's a very nice water bottle. I take it to work now. Delicious. I also bought the magnet. Now, so I'm excited whenever I can buy anything at a show. Now, here's the inside of the program. You can often find these things online, but I like to hold them up just to prove I was really there. The choreography is by Raja Feather Kelly, and the show is directed by Stephen Brackett. And as I said, the book, music, and lyrics are by Michael R. Jackson. And I always love it when they have the full cast pictures in there. And look, because it's such a small cast, they have really nice big pictures, so that is appreciated. And one thing I was really excited when I was at the show, I noticed that John Andrew Morrison was in the show, and he was in the original off-Broadway and Broadway cast. And whenever I would watch video clips and stuff, he was one of the ones that I was really drawn to, because I said, oh, I like him. He plays different roles, but one of the roles he plays is Usher's mother. And, I mean, they don't have him in, made up or anything. But at one point, he is wearing a dress. That's the mother. And sings a really song where the mother's calling Usher on his birthday. And sort of giving him a little preaching with his birthday wishes. But it's very painful. It's very heavy, because this mother is very religious and very much against the way her son is. It's not what she was hoping for, or the father either. And yes, it's a very heavy show. And but I was looking around to see if any of the old people in the audience would be walking out. And because, sometimes when people see something on stage, they sort of feel like they're invisible, that they can just, they have the right to walk out if they want, but you know, people can see you walking out. I think the performers can see you too from the stage. I just don't think I could ever walk out of a show. But no one did. It was a one-act show, so maybe that has something to do with the fact that nobody was leaving. But here's how close we were. Look, you can see. Ooh, we were like in the third row. So, look, now my screen doesn't want to flip sideways. I do apologize. Here's the beautiful banner that hangs outside at the Amundsen Theater. It was a nice matinee show. No, it was the 8 o'clock show, I think, right? Yes, it was an 8 o'clock show. I just thought it was matinee because it was daylight, but it's summertime now, so that's why it was daylight. But yes, this cast was very good. We had Malachi McCaskill playing Usher. Thought number 1 was played by Tara Connor Jones. Thought number 2, J. Cameron Barnett. Thought number 3, Aviance Hoyles. Thought number 4 was played by John Andrew Morrison, the aforementioned. Thought number 5 is Jordan Barber. And thought number 6 is played by Carlos Shane Clark. So really it's 6 thoughts and Usher, and then the extra people in here are alternates and, you know, swings and for when someone is out. You know, everybody in the show is very good. And if you ever go to a show and a little slip of paper falls out, don't worry, because everybody is very well trained and they're going to give you a good show. Now, let's talk about where the show's traveling to. Well, you know what's interesting? I'm having a darn time finding out where A Strange Loop is going. It played in San Francisco, April 18th to May 12th. It played in Boston. And of course they have Los Angeles listed June 5th through the 30th. But normally there's like a schedule that I can see on my, you know, on the website. And this website is just telling me that the London production has closed. So I'm going to have to investigate further. I feel like it still had other cities to go to. But what if we've gotten to the end of the tour? Well, anyway, I'm going to put in the comments below when I find out, if I find out, where A Strange Loop has gone. Because this show should be seen. And maybe it's like I said, it's going to have trouble in those other venues that aren't a big city like Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, San Francisco. Maybe some of the country isn't ready for A Strange Loop, but I think they should be. Okay, so if you get a chance to see it, do go and see A Strange Loop. And we will be back to tell you more the next time that it's Christmas time.